Movie buffs, welcome back to the Movie Bay. This is D, and today we're going to do our first movie night picks. It's going to be 10 films I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. Again, these are just my suggestions. Every family is different. Every person is different on what type of movies they watch, especially with families with young children. I understand that certain movies may be inappropriate to one family, but very appropriate for another. So the movies I put out, I'm going to put out 10 movies, and I'll try to put at least something in there for the family who probably have very young children. And I don't have a lot of those type of films in my personal collection. And my kids are pretty much at the point now where my youngest is 13 years old, so I don't have a lot of kiddie movies anymore. Those movies are gone. But I have a few movies for a young audience. So with that being said, these are just my opinions, my options. Just look at the list and see if there's something on it that you could watch and enjoy on a movie night. It might even be something that you wanted in your collection. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at movie night for 7/13/19. First up, we're going to here's a movie I think would be suitable for a lot of movie nights. This is The Shape of Water. Now, I don't know about little children watching this. There is a little violence in here. But this is a really entertaining film for a movie night. It's a good movie. It covers a lot of different emotions. It's very different. I really enjoyed this film. I think you would too. It's about a woman who's a little awkward, falling in love with a sea creature that was discovered in some other country, and they brought him back and they was torturing them. They wanted to weaponize the creature, and she and some others helped him escape. And then at the end, I'm not going to give the ending, but just know that they fell in love, and this picture is pretty much what the movie is all about. So this is The Shape of Water. This is my movie night pick number 1 for you guys. That's 1. We got 9 more to go. Number 2, and that was on Blu-ray, of course. This one is another Blu-ray. This is Hook. Now, this is an older movie. This came out when I was a young man, much younger than I am now. This movie came out in the 90s, in the early 90s, early to mid 90s. It stars Robin Williams as a grown-up Peter Pan. Basically, Peter Pan, he grew up and forgot about his adventures as young Peter Pan in Neverland. And Hook, played by Dustin Hoffman. Dustin Hoffman did a hell of a job playing Hook in this movie. Then you had Julia Roberts playing Tinkerbell. And you had Bob Hoskins. I'm not sure what he played, but it's been a while since I watched this movie. But I was lucky enough to find it dirt cheap and add it back into my collection. I had this on DVD years ago. Hook. This is a great family movie. And I do believe this is suitable for younger children. Next up, now this is a movie night pick this is probably for an adult movie night where there's no children around. And that is Deep Cover. This is an excellent movie with 2 really dynamic actors. You have Lawrence Fishburne and Jeff Goldblum. Basically, Fishburne is an undercover detective. I think he's a detective. I don't think he's work with an outside agency, but he's in Deep Cover. Jeff Goldblum is like a drug. He's trying to make a drug empire with these 2 guys. It's been a while since I've seen this movie, but it is a deep movie. It's got a lot of violence. It's a really good movie. This is right up there with, far as the type of movie. This is something like Hoodlum, Kings of New York, things like that. So this is not suitable for young children, but this is still for adults. This is a great movie night pick. Here's one that's good for the whole family. Lost in Space. Now this is an older movie. This is one of my first DVDs. Not this one. Again, got lost in the collection, but I had got this movie free. I never forget. When I first started collecting DVDs, I had bought a Toshiba DVD player, and it was an offer for 5 free movies, and this was one of them. So I had seen this movie about 20 something years ago, about 20 years ago. Was it 20 years ago? About 20 years ago, I first saw this movie when it first came out. This is an excellent movie. This really pays a lot of respect to the old Lost in Space TV show. And believe it or not, the Lost in Space Netflix series was really good. They only did a season 1. I'm waiting on season 2. I thought it was excellent. This was a really good family movie. Guys, go ahead and check out Lost in Space for your family movie night if you have a family with mixed age groups, with a mixed age group with young children in it. I think you'll enjoy this if you didn't already see it. And this is on DVD. I'm not too sure about the status of this one on Blu-ray. And real quick, deep cover. I'm not sure if this is a Blu-ray yet. I looked and I couldn't find it, but it looks good on the DVD as well. Next up, here's another family movie that I think is a really good family movie. Now, for children maybe a little older, not the, just a little bit older. Real Steel. This is a DVD. This was a really good movie. I enjoyed it. Hugh Jackman was like a retired fighter, and he came across this robot, an old school robot, boxing robot, and he with a shadow box feature built into it, and he was able to shadow box with this robot and took it from the junkyard to the championship. This is a really good movie, very inspirational, good movie for the entire family. Young children, I'm not sure how young, but young children, this is suitable. My son, when we first saw this, he was a little younger than he is now, and he really enjoyed it, and I thought it was appropriate for him. And I'm very particular about what my children watched when they was younger. As they get older, I loosen up a little bit, but I think this is a good pick for your family night if you got young kids, especially little boys. Next up is going to be a really good horror movie slash thriller. I think this is more of a thriller than a horror movie, but it got a lot of horror elements to it, and I think you're going to like this for your family night. Again, this one is, we're moving into the adult themes here. If you got a young kid and you don't mind them watching horror, my children watch some horror movies, this one is The Babadook on DVD, okay? So that's that. And this movie here is a movie all about pain and how this woman's pain and anguish, all the things that she suffered and went through in her life, really gave traction to this creature called the Babadook to really come in and take hold in her life through her son. It was able to get into her life. It's a creepy movie. I'm not sure how scary it is, but it's very creepy and it's very psychologically intense. The name is a little weird. If you never heard of it, don't worry about it, because I haven't heard about it. The way I heard about this movie was through Chris Stuckman, and I'll talk about him every now and then because he's one of those guys who's very inspirational to guys like me who's starting off in the movie DVD reviewing community, whatever you want to call it. He's big time. He's got like over 1 million subscribers, and I think his videos are entertaining and educational when it comes to movies and reviews. So yeah, again, if you don't mind your children watching stuff like this, this is a great family movie because there is a little boy in this movie who does a phenomenal job with his acting. If you think these kind of movies are a little bit too much for your children, this is a great adult movie night movie. It's called The Babadook. And here's one, again, a little bit older, for a little bit older audience. This is The Quick and the Dead on DVD. This is a phenomenal movie. This movie is all about basically revenge. A lot of these Western movies, the theme of a lot of Western movies is going to be revenge. And this is no different, but it's well done. Look at the cast. If you haven't seen this movie, just look at who's in this movie. You got Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman, who in my opinion is in like the top. There's so many great actors. I can't say he's in the top 5. Probably not even the top 10 because it's just so many, but he's up there. Gene Hackman is pure Hollywood gold. Russell Crowe, who fell off over the years, he did a few good things. I'm not sold on Crowe too much. He did some good things though. Gladiator. And Leonardo DiCaprio, a very young DiCaprio. Look at that picture. So this movie is an older movie. It came out in the 90s, and it's a really good Western movie. You got to check this one. I'm not going to give away I'm not going to give away too much on these movies because I want you to see them for yourselves with your family. This is the movie night pick. But go ahead and check out The Quick and the Dead. It's an excellent Western themed movie. Needful Things. This is again, this isn't really a horror movie. It's more of a thriller. More of like a psychological type of thriller with maybe some horror elements to it, but it's not really scary. It's entertaining as hell. That's what this movie is. Again, this is a movie from the 90s. This movie is a little hard to find. And if you do find it, be prepared to pony up anywhere from, I got this one for like $12. That's not the norm. The norm is 15 to 20 to 25. And on Blu-ray, they did do a Blu-ray release on this. The Blu-ray is absurdly expensive. So if you can find this, now again, this is an older movie. This particular movie, I have a 65-inch in my movie room, 4K. This is definitely going to have the black barring down the side. But if you can get past that, this is a great movie for your movie night. Again, it's a little violent, a little bit, but it's not really a whole lot of profanity in this one. There's more violence than profanity. Weird, right? Needful Things. Check it out. That was number 8. No, yeah, that was number 8. We're going to go to another thriller for your collection. Definitely, this is an older movie night here. This is called The Game. And I showed you guys this in my second spin unboxing haul. This is a psychological thriller, and it stars Michael Douglas and Sean Penn. And I'm going to give just a little bit here. They're brothers. One brother is what you would call maybe a little outgoing, maybe a little bit more on the eccentric side, more like Loki. And he's more like Thor. Okay, more business, more down to earth, more responsible. So you got like a Thor and Loki type deal going on with these two brothers. And the way this, I'm not going to give you, I'm trying not to give you the story on this one, but man, if you want a good psychological thriller to have your mind working, check out The Game. Michael Douglas and Sean Penn, they kill it in this one, guys. Movie night pick. This is number 9. Number 10 is a movie that I didn't know about until I actually saw this. My wife actually put me onto this movie. Now, I only thought Paul Walker really was good for the Fast and the Furious. But if you've seen this number 10 that I'm about to show you, if you've seen it, you'll know how good this guy's acting chops is outside of the Fast and the Furious. And without further ado, my number 10 pick for this movie night is Running Scared with Paul Walker. Now, this movie, without giving you too much, I'm sorry, the light glare is catching the case. Without giving you guys too much of this movie, Paul Walker is trying to, if you've seen the movie Deja Vu with Denzel Washington, where he's constantly trying to stay one step ahead of what's going on, that's what's going on with this movie. But instead of being one step ahead, this guy is constantly one step behind this one item. And I'm not going to tell you what it is that he is looking for, that he desperately is looking for, that he desperately needs to find. He's constantly missing it by one step throughout this whole movie. And believe me, the title got it right. This man in this movie is running scared as hell. So this is number 10 for movie night. Of course, this is a DVD. I didn't see a Blu-ray release of this. If it is, I'm not really worried about it. It looks great on DVD. It sounds good. And it's reasonably priced. You can find this for a good price on eBay. I think I paid like $354 for this one. This is Running Scared, featuring Paul Walker. Guys, this is a great movie. I didn't think much about it because it was Paul Walker. And I said, I'm a Fast and Furious guy, but then I watched it. And I said, I got to add this to my collection. So here it is. Number 10 for movie night for 7/13/19, Saturday. This is D from the Movie Bay. And enjoy your movie night. Hopefully you'll have a movie night tonight or tomorrow night, tomorrow Sunday, or maybe for next week. You'll pick one of my picks. If you got any of these movies, just leave something down in the comment section and let me know that you got them. If you intend on getting any of these movies and incorporating them into your next movie night, let me know in the comments below. interact with me a little bit. You know, that you know, gives me a little bit of encouragement to keep going. I'm going to keep going anyway, but this is the Movie Night Picks. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Remember, share movies with your loved ones. Movies is a great escape, guys. Have a good one.